Gen Z Cafe.
Hello, everybody, and
back.
welcome back to the Gen Z Cafe. Today, you are in for a treat. Number one, happy podcast day. Second of all, today we have one of my favorite human beings on planet Earth.
On the planet,
Okay,
easily.
this man is a multifaceted person. He is a talented actor. I look up to this man so much in so many ways. He is funny, he is witty, he can sing, and he's a damn good basketball player. You know him from Musaab as Malik Halaba and as Ziad from the Saudi version of The Office. Everybody, please welcome Yasin Ghazzawi.
Wow.
Woo!
Thank you so much. What an introduction.
Of course. What an intro.
Dude, I've never
You
felt
honestly
so,
deserve it.
I've never felt so shy in my life.
You should feel welcome, bro. You're
I
at
am
the Gen Z
welcome.
Cafe.
Yeah.
I've been with you guys for 6 months, so we're
yes.
bros at this point.
Yesterday, Hussain was like, I need to get an intro ready for you.
Hopefully I delivered a little
You
bit.
did really
Like,
well.
you deserve it, man. Because truly, I actually look up to you, man. Like, since day one of being at this program, I just felt like you've been a little bit of a mentor for me.
For
in the acting
sure.
world.
I can agree.
And I hope that continues, at least for both of us,
Dude,
going
you're
into
gonna make me
this.
cry at the beginning of the
That's
the
what we do.
podcast.
We get our guests emotional.
I am emotional. to begin with.
So how are you doing today, man?
Dude, I'm doing great. Today was awesome, right?
Today
guys?
was
We
pretty
got to
sick.
audition.
We got to audition. We got to see the work we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, we saw the
showcase
short
reels.
films.
I was so
Congratulations
happy.
on Hoopers getting done, by the way, both
It
of
was,
you.
it was quite
Oh my
sick.
It
God!
was
So
pretty
just for
fire.
context, Hoopers is a short film
Yep.
written by Mr. Yasin himself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did write
didn't
that.
mention
Yeah,
that. You were
like
totally
literally, you
forgot about
freaking wrote it. Okay,
We
both
have-
of you did an incredible job. First basketball movie for first. I
For
mean,
me.
you've done a bunch of choreography stuff before with Malik Halaba.
Yeah.
But this is a whole different.
Yeah,
beast.
I can imagine.
It's like a dream come true. I've always wanted to. I've been talking for as long as I've been in the film industry. Like, I want to do something about basketball. I want to do something about basketball. And we were here. I had the opportunity to write something, and then things happen so magically. Like when it
There's
comes to
so
this
much
thing.
serendipity that happens in this
So
program,
much.
but so with basketball, take me back. Why basketball? And when you sat down in front of that laptop, okay, you had the opportunity to write a 5-minute short film. The world was yours. Why basketball?
Dude, like, this is gonna sound some kind of cliche, but like, ball is life for me. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up playing the game from a young age. I played ball with my dad, and that's how we really bonded a lot. Me and my dad. My dad used to whoop my butt. He would kick my butt, dude. Like, I was like young. I didn't get my growth spurt. He was like 7 feet tall or something. And every shot I threw up, he would just swat it. He would just swat it out of the way. And he had this, and it's so ironic because he had this song that he would sing, and it's like. He would do this French accent, ironically. I swear.
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
Okay,
What are the
Baba
odds? And
Yasin.
he'd be like, Monsieur Eraser is my name, and blocking shots is my game. And he'd just like, swat.
Oh my God.
Swat. And I was like, I need to get better.
And how old
I
were you
love
at this
your
point?
dad.
I
What?
was like probably 10 years old.
Oh man.
And then as I got 11, 12, I was like, I need to go to basketball camp.
Okay.
And so I went to a basketball camp that summer, and I came back, and I was way better, and then I just started killing him. Yeah, sorry, Dad.
And the thing is, like, with basketball kids, they don't make like different sized basketballs, right? Like, kids play with a full sized adult basketball.
Yeah, because there's
I mean,
tiny
they do.
soccer balls, but like, I've seen kids play with full on like basketball.
I mean, they do have like small basketballs, but I was like playing with the red.
So you've been
regulation
playing
ball.
with the same ball for
Oh, yeah.
years now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, ever since
Wow.
I was like 10, 9, 10.
Okay.
So when I came to the opportunity to write this, to write this, like you said, the world is my oyster or whatever. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do something I'm really passionate about, and I'm just gonna write about, the game I love so much because it's
Yeah.
given so much to me, and it's kept me fairly in shape. I say
And-
fairly.
And oh, by the way, when
I
I
didn't
watched
have-
the short film, I was tired by the end of it. Like, I could tell how progressively you guys were like sweating.
Yeah.
Both of your faces. It was a sunny
And I
day.
sweat easy, like as you
Yeah.
can tell.
No, I get it. Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was tiring, but
And
it
so
was
do
a
you
wild
see-
experience.
So for you, having done this 5 minutes, does this encourage you to further delve into that world of sports movies, sports films?
dude, I grew up watching sports films, and yes, to answer your question real quick, like yes, I do love it. I think we did a great job. Kudos
Yeah.
to the director Laith
Laith
Watban.
Yeah, the goat.
And then to dedication to this guy who picked up the game rather late in life. I would say.
And now you have him fully hooked and addicted.
And now he's like addicted. I love it so much. I love it so much. It's like
I'm obsessed. I'm
He's
actually
alive.
obsessed.
He is obsessed.
I
He is
truly
obsessed.
am obsessed at this point.
Basketball
love
is
it.
one of those things, man. I feel like it's one of those sports
Dude,
that
it's so
I played it
contagious.
a little bit in high school, but when I did, it's just the thing with basketball is the more effort you put into it, the more you get out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a direct correlation. So you kind of get that impulse to practice, to throw, and it's so easy to practice. All you need is the ball and a hoop.
Yeah, like when it comes to like requirements, all you need literally is the ball and the hoop.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you
it would
can
be
get
great to
better.
have
You
another
can get
partner,
better.
but you could solo
Exactly.
train
Yeah,
for
yeah.
hours on end by
yeah.
yourself.
Oh yeah, and I that was me for like part of my life growing up in Riyadh. Like a lot of people didn't really like basketball or play
Yeah.
basketball.
It's not a very famous.
But yeah, so I was hooping the whole time. It was like my best friend. I grew up with no brothers, and so my sisters didn't want to play with me, so it was just me. And then my dad got a little bit older. He started getting his herniated disc, and I don't know.
Yeah.
And he stopped
Yeah,
playing, and so
for
it was
sure.
just me. And then anytime I found anybody who could hoop, it was like, oh yeah, let's go.
I've
Finally.
there's something
Like,
about basketball
It's
and
like a
solitude.
savior. Like, oh yeah, it's like solitude. It teaches you values, respect, leadership. It's just such a beautiful game.
Yeah.
And I just
Trash talk.
I can see Yasin
Trash talk,
headphones on, just at a
competitive.
court by himself, just dribbling the ball, practicing.
I'm not type of headphones guy, but like I would just go out there.
Yeah.
Just the sounds of nature.
I like the sounds
The
of nature
sound.
and the swish. For example,
Yeah,
it
I
sounds.
see.
It's
Okay.
so.
So no headphones. For
No,
you guys.
no,
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 I could not
headphones
play
guy.
basketball with headphones on. I'm sorry.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
Okay.
I want to hear this.
Not
shit.
even some Eminem going, just so you could like.
I mean, if it's in
Feel
the
the
background,
sound.
Yeah, maybe a speaker
like
in the
if-
background.
if
Maybe.
it's a speaker in the background, that's a
Wow.
vibe. That's a
Yeah.
total vibe.
So it's
I
real
would mess with
focus when you guys are on court.
It's the thing is with basketball, it's not just the sport I love, it's everything about it. Like even the squeaking of the shoes on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
I love that, bro. I can't explain how I love everything about the sport.
Maybe that is something that you guys can add to the short film a little bit. It is, and there
We were
was
playing
a
on sand practically.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't really
a-
squeak on
That's
it. I'm
the
sorry.
downfall of the movie. Like it's a multi-purpose court that you'd
I
only
see, I
find in
see.
Europe. Like,
Yeah.
I've never
I
seen
see.
a court like
Never
this
in my life,
yeah.
bro.
But regardless, like grateful that there was a hoop that we could
Yeah,
film.
thank
It
God.
it was great.
So talking about Europe and kind of this program, are you a big fan of travel, Yasin? And how has France, the whole experience of France, been for you so far?
It's been very interesting. I'm not too big. I love travel. Anytime I get the opportunity to go travel, I would take it. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm here. I was like, okay, so I just wrapped a show coming out soon, inshallah, on Netflix.
Inshallah.
And I was like, there's an opportunity here to go to France and get trained in acting. I'm like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So for me, any opportunity it is to go and experience a new culture, a new country, yeah, I just jump on it for sure.
100%.
I love traveling.
And man, I just want to say the amount of times that you have made me laugh in class, I swear to God, I don't think this program would be the same without you. And I think
For
I can
sure.
speak for everyone in the acting program. Like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, you've carried some classes. And so, just super grateful for that. But my question, I guess, really was in France, did you get a chance to travel throughout Europe? And was that a highlight for you in the year? Or do you mostly see yourself having stuck around here and kind of focused, dialed into the art?
I mean, it's I guess a little bit of both. I guess when we had a trip, I went to Barcelona. It was the first time in Spain.
Okay.
And
And you
Get
speak
to travel.
Spanish, which is
And
He is trilingual,
Yeah,
which is amazing
trilingual
to
is
me.
insanity,
Like, I was
by
looking
the
at your
way.
portfolio and wow.
yeah,
Did you always know Spanish?
Well, my mom is originally from Guatemala.
Okay.
So they speak Spanish there. And so,
So it just came with the job, you know?
so I was actually not so good in Spanish. My mom would speak to us mostly in English growing up, and I kind of picked it up when I moved to college in 2009.
Yeah.
Wow.
At the late 2009, let's just call it 2010.
Yeah.
And I lived with my grandmother,
Yes.
and she didn't speak much English. And so the only means of communication was Spanish.
That's
and
so
kinda picked it up a
cool.
little bit.
And that's when you kind of got involved in drama as well. So that's my question to you is, what was your first exposure to acting?
I mean, I've been acting ever since I was a baby.
Okay.
There's proof. I have
Like as a toddler?
like as in diapers.
Oh my
My
God.
sisters, we would all play back in the 90s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That play was everything. It still is. I'm not I'm not dissing like this time, but like my sisters would play like imaginary games and all this stuff, and there's like a clip of me running through the living room. My sister kind of shoots me, and I'm like, and I fall to the ground. And I'm like,
it goes
what?
all the way back.
Yeah. But like, to be more serious, I guess like the most legit, like, because I used to have the Panda phone where they record the 9-second videos. I don't know if you guys remember those, but like you had the Nokia phone.
That sounds so familiar.
You could only record 9 seconds. And that's it. And then you could stop and start, kind of like Vine, before Vine.
Yeah.
Oh. And so I would do these little weird things where I just do like mock commercials, like Geico commercials.
Yeah.
And it's like
in English.
In English, yeah. And so that's when I kind of started. And then I was just always filming. I was that guy who was always filming his friends.
Yeah.
You know?
You were drawn to the camera.
I just love filming stuff and like getting into that vibe. And then later when I was in college, I started watching a little bit of Equals 3. I don't know if you guys know of Ray
oh
William
my
Johnson.
God. Yeah.
I used to emulate him. I used to copy him because I used to think it was so
Ray
cool.
William Johnson was a legend, man.
Yeah, he was the guy who did the act outs first, like, and then I was like, okay, so I was trying to watch him and emulate him. It was terrible. It was so bad.
So you
I have
film
the video.
yourself?
Yeah, on Facebook, I would just turn on the front camera. My dad got me a laptop.
That's
and I would just open the laptop and just record for hours.
Yeah.
You know.
But were you acting back then, or were you kind of doing the Ray William Johnson, like covering news, commentary type stuff?
Something like that. Like, something like that. But I was never. But then I would like, I don't know. Then like at one point I moved with my roommate, and he was like, "Hey, you're really funny. You're really good. Like, why don't you invest in like a green screen and the camera, and I can film you?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And then we did a couple things, and that's kind of like, I guess, where I started, where I used to have fun, and we used to share these videos internally, like with my friends and stuff, and they would get a kick out of it, and I loved it, and then. They were really bad though.
You unlocked.
But you gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere, dude. And I'm sure,
And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, I want to do stuff, and I had no idea.
Yeah. So college was really when you got into it.
Yeah. I would say college is when I first, like freshman, sophomore, even also the music stuff. But I'm like,
that's actually that's a really unique case, I'd say, with the people that I've asked, because most people, at least for me, when I fell in love with drama, it was through the stage as actors. But for you, it sounds like it was kind of an internal thing. It was literally just a curiosity of you finding the camera and wanting to share Yasin to the world, even if it was ridiculous Facebook videos. It was the inclination to be like, "Hey guys, this is me," you know?
Yeah. With the whole Panda phone thing, you unlocked a memory of mine, because now that I think about it, me and my siblings also would just do mini like short films for no reason.
Wow.
Like my sister would bring my mom's makeup, and she'd like dress me up as like a zombie, and we'd do full on like zombie movies in our house. If I find those videos, my god,
you actually just unlocked another memory. Oh my god, probably shouldn't say this on the podcast.
They're literally
but
golden.
I feel like this is a thing for all kids, at least in Saudis. But not cross-dressing, but dressing as the opposite gender.
Yeah, like have
and
you ever worn
filming
an
it.
abaya?
Oh yeah.
You have
Oh
to
my
have
god,
at some
there's
point.
probably footage of me out there in like full-on makeup and a
Yeah.
dress
I have a video of my
as
sister
a like
recording me.
7-year-old.
Literally, I have a video of 10-year-old Adnan wearing a hijab, and then it's just my sister recording, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going out with Fatima or something like that. It's so funny.
God.
But
Hey,
yeah,
and this
at
was
some
pre
point.
2024.
Yeah,
guys.
we
We were
also
ahead of the
children.
curve.
We were also children.
We were ahead of the
Which
curve.
makes it way worse. No, I'm kidding.
Cool, man. And
That's
then
awesome.
I guess based on that, so you're doing this, all right? You're in college. You're doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Ever in your head did it cross your mind that this is what I want to do for a living?
Well, so this is what happened. So I did that for a while, and then I kind of stopped. And then I was just kind of caught up into the college life. I joined a fraternity, and it was fun, and we did all that. And I still used to do like fundraisers with my friends. So I was still being very much Yasin, but I guess it didn't really kick in until I graduated. Okay. And I was like kind of bummed out. I was like, man, I've been in LA for 5 years.
Yeah.
It just zoomed by. It zoomed by.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm like, I haven't done anything with what I think I have, like talent, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just bummed out after I graduated. My friend was like, what's
You didn't
wrong
do any
with
auditions in LA?
I didn't do any auditions.
That's crazy.
Dude, I didn't know I was an actor. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was like, go school, جيب you know, bachelor's degree, ارجع اشتغل, like the whole thing, which is totally amazing and fine and beautiful. But for me, like, I felt like something was missing.
Yeah,
I felt like no, this is not you, man. Come on. And And so my friend told me to bring a paper out, and he's like, we had just watched the Secret. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Secret.
The book by Ron.
No, not the book. We saw the documentary.
Okay, but is it based on the book?
It's based on the book.
Okay, yeah.
So we had just seen that like a week ago, and he's like, "Why don't you like write down what you want?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, we saw that film last week. It worked for all those people. It should work for me."
Yeah.
So the first thing I write down, I'm like, "Get back on the Saudi scholarship." I'm like, "Get back on the scholarship. Get a master. Get an acceptance."
It's at the top of the list.
Yeah, get an acceptance because LA's expensive.
Yeah,
you know, and everybody can vouch for that. And so get that. And then he was like, "Haven't you heard of Telfaza?" And he was saying the name wrong. I'm like, Telfaza. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, Telfaza. هذول اللي يسوون التمساح. التمساح. I'm like, التمساح. Oh, I know Timsah. Like I knew vaguely about Timsah. And it was like, this is like around
the era of YouTube.
Yeah, so this is like late 2013 or 2014, late 2014, October-ish. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So I write, I want to sing and act with up and coming Saudi YouTubers.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like it was like, but it was like those guys are in town. Yeah, let's do it because they had sent out a memo or an email to all the Saudi groups, like Saudi clubs, like
Saudi Student Association.
Saudi Student Association.
Yeah, النادي السعودي.
النادي السعودي. فارسلوا كل النوادي السعودية ان في احنا موجودين وقاعد ندور على talent واذا انت موجود مدري ايش give us a call.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I did not. I just wrote it down. Wow. I just wrote it down, and then I wrote down I was like, I want to work as a translator for extra cash, you know.
Okay. That'd be cool.
And then it's funny.
Yeah, I'm actually curious what else is on that list.
And then it was like lose all your weight. I'm glad that didn't happen because I would not exist.
Literally.
I was just about to
lose
say,
all your weight.
Yeah,
he
just becomes an atom.
Yeah, so the universe did not. The universe was hidden though, so next thing
I'm glad that didn't happen.
So they lose all your weight in between brackets, die.
So literally, I was just like trying to, and I totally forgot about that list. Like I just made it that day, and I just put it away, right? And then, but I did know that I wanted to get back on the scholarship, so I started taking GMAT courses, and then I got accepted back into the university for my master's. That's a whole nother story.
Because the comeback, the Yasin comeback,
it almost didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it did, alhamdulillah. And then 2 weeks later, I'm approached by like my cousin via email, and she's like, it's weird, like my cousin never sends me emails.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, hey Yasin, I know you want to get into the entertainment industry. I'm like, you do? How? But then I bet she's because she remembers all my videos that I was doing before.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, there's this comedian who's coming to do a 1-hour special in LA. His name is Badr Saleh. And I was like, Badr Saleh, okay, I don't know that guy, but like his name is kind of, it rings a bell. Yeah. And he was so huge at that time.
Of course.
Like, he was super funny.
Yeah, still, but back then, oh my God.
He was like peak. Like he's doing shows
I didn't know,
was
he going abroad at that time?
He was doing shows in LA for
You're doing shows in LA. You're pretty big.
Wow.
Yeah, and so like they need people to like, ينظموا الevent وكذا and be ushers and stuff. I was like, so is this something you're interested in? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this is my way in.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to work my way in and get into this, you know, industry, entertainment, whatever it is. And so then I send them an email. They hook me up. His agent or manager calls me and he's like, meet me at Westwood, blah, blah, blah. And he just hands me a stack of flyers. And he's like, وزعهم على كل مكان تحس فيه عرب ومدري إيش وكذا.
Okay.
So I did that for like 3 hours and I got bored. I'm like, everybody's going. Everybody knows.
Flyers, and
I'm like, I literally had like this much left.
Oh my God.
It was this much, but I had like half. I had half left.
It's like, all right, I've lost 1/5 of weight.
And I'm like, I'm like, I'm pretty tired. I think I'm going to go home like that Forrest Gump. I'm tired. I think I'm going to go home. And so then the next day was the event, or not the next day, like I guess 3-4 days later. We're good on time?
Yeah, we're good on time.
All right, so then I go and they're like, it's sold out. MashaAllah, it's sold out. And they're like, okay, great, you're here. All right, start ushering people to seats. And I'm like,
and this is at the comedy show.
This is at the venue now.
Yeah.
It's called the Novo, downtown, right across from Staples Center. Really nice location.
Yeah.
Venue. And so then I'm like, oh, I got to usher people and stuff. Like,
Okay.
I want to see the show. And so I kind of like half-assed, sorry for saying that. Like my way during that day, I was like, yeah, here you sit there, you sit here. And then like, I was getting bored and I was like, I'm going to
because you're listening to the show.
The show's about to start.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I go up and I just go at the top row. and I just hide.
That's
So you just sat
crazy.
And I
down?
just sat down.
You gave up as an usher?
I gave up as an usher. I don't want to be an usher. What?
Oh my god.
I love that.
Respect
Oh
to all
my
ushers,
God.
though.
Yeah.
You know,
Respect to all ushers.
But I didn't want to do it, so I just started watching the show. And then I'm like the loudest person laughing there the whole time. I'm like,
And they can hear
At
like,
the
wait,
top, like-
shouldn't he be
The
handing
manager's
out?
like, wait, is that the usher?
low key, at the end of the show, everybody who volunteered with me are just, they hate me. They're like looking at me like salty.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh
this
my
lazy
God.
dude. They're all
That
salty,
is
like, you did nothing.
hilarious,
We
man.
standed the whole show. Where were you?
That is
was around.
hilarious.
I love it. Actually, that's hilarious.
And so after the show, there's like a little crowd and they're surrounding this kid. And they're like, he's very young. I'm like, who is this guy? And they're like, oh, that's Mishal Jassi. Do you know who that is? I'm like, no, I don't. And then they're like, yeah, he's a really good director. He directs for Telfaz. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I didn't think to go say hi to him or anything because there was so many people.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. We have this cool. Like we have
director,
something
yeah,
going
that's
on in Saudi. This is awesome. And again, like 2 weeks later, I'm just randomly getting a phone call from Mishal Jasser, and he's like, "Allo, assalamu alaikum, أنا مشعل جاسر وأسوي سكتش سمعت إنك تمثل." I was like, "Oh, wow, oh."
He just randomly calls you to do a sketch.
I was like, he
That
just,
is
he just
so
calls me.
incredible.
But to just back up a little bit, I did get a call before that call saying, "Hey, you're gonna get called."
Oh.
Yeah.
Jasser.
But still, this is them reaching out
But
to you.
it's just the universe. Like at that point, it's
Yeah.
like go for
Yeah.
it, go for it. And I had never taken acting classes or anything about acting, but like I was like, yeah, I act, I
You
do
had
it.
your 9-second videos.
I was like,
Come on.
oh yeah, I guess that vouched for me. I already knew I had something, right? So then, next thing I know, I'm meeting him. Next thing I know, I'm doing an audition, and he's like, great, I'll see you next week.
And this
That's
is in
so
Arabic,
cool.
the audition.
That's بالعربي, yeah.
Okay.
It's a sketch. I don't know if it's still on. I think he took it down, but you can still find it somewhere. It's called لحظة سماجة.
That's a great
That
title.
was like my first like official. There's a camera operator, there's a director,
stuff like that?
there's booms,
Oh,
there's
hell
like
yeah.
diffusers, there's like a team,
Oh my God.
there's like
Hell yeah.
equipment, but it's like still it's kind of like how we do stuff here.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
not heavy duty,
Yeah.
but it's like
it's still
a legit
equipment,
team, you know. And so we did that, and
So take me back to Yasin at that moment, okay? You're on set. You've been on camera before.
a little bit
In front of your laptop a camera.
Yeah.
But this is the first time you're actually on a film set. And yes, it is
Right.
cool guys that are your friends or friends of friends. They're a part of the community in the university.
Right.
What are you feeling at this moment? Are you scared? Are you excited?
I mean, honestly, I'm so excited because before I did, like, as I met him before I did the audition for him, he showed me his work.
Yeah.
And so I saw his work and I was blown away. I was like, what? Dude, like, you did that? You did that?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I do this stuff,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I'm pretty good at it. And like, he didn't say I'm pretty good, but like,
he's like, as you can
it
tell.
implies that he's
He could have, and
genius.
he would have gotten away with it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And I would be like, you're right. And so I was like so game for whatever this guy wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because it was such a high level of work that I've never seen before.
You just wanted to collaborate.
Ala, you know, Saudi level. You know?
Yeah.
If I was like, I want to do it, I will do it. Like, so I was so excited, but I was nervous as well. And then I felt a little bit lost at times, but then he had good direction. He was telling me what to do. But after the sketch wrapped, I was like, dude.
That's when it hit. Is that when the euphoria, like...
It was so, the euphoria didn't hit in. It was more of like disappointment. For me.
Oh, okay.
I just felt like I could do better.
Oh,
I see,
yeah.
I see.
That
It
happens
was,
to me
it was like,
sometimes.
dude, I saw.
But that's that
was
hook.
like,
That's
yeah.
that I want to get
I
better.
wanna get better,
You know?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would have been concerned if you're like, oh my God, I'm the best guy ever. It's your first sketch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chill out, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's literally the first time I was like, oh, dude, I gotta get better at this. I want to get better.
Being bad at
This is
things-
so cool. I want to get better.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
being bad at things is addicting. It's
Yeah.
addicting. Because, like,
Nobody wants to
I
be-
started out losing to you in basketball, and I'm like, I need to beat this dude one day. Like, I need to beat this dude one day. And I start practicing every single day
Yeah.
just to beat you.
You almost got me today, by the
Yeah,
way.
today was 5-4 for
close.
Oh, you guys
Yasin.
played
It was
today
a,
also?
It was a
Yeah.
reenactment of
Oh my
Hoopers.
God.
It was
Oh my
literally-
God.
it was literally
These
reenactment
guys
of
can't
Hoopers.
get
I was
enough.
ahead 4-1.
I
I was
swear
ahead
to
4-1.
God.
He was legit
And he
ahead
brought it
4-1.
back. It was Hoopers.
And you guys were playing when you were fasting as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. We played before I fell.
Incredible.
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun.
Okay, so
So,
so
yeah.
going back.
So then I was like, I need to get better. And so then a friend of ours who was around at the time, he was like, hey, if you want to do acting classes, I can refer you to an acting class. And that's when I started getting to acting. And
Is
that's
this a
when I-
Saudi friend or a...
It's a Saudi friend, actually. His name is Rakan Abdul Wahid. He's an actor. He actually did, he played in that movie, Born a King, I think.
Oh yeah, I heard about them. They did they did a whole tour around the U.S. I remember actually setting up a premiere for that in Colorado.
Abdul Wahid, shout out, and he referred me, and then like I just started going, and it was amazing. I went to something called Lifebook Academy. And it was the acting instructor is called Adam Levin, and he was awesome.
Okay, Adam Levin, not Adam Levine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
singer, right?
Snap. No, it is Levine, but his name is not Adam. It's Alan. Sorry.
Okay.
Alan Levin.
Alan
Sorry.
Levine.
Is it related to Adam Levine, the singer?
I don't know.
That'd be sick.
Maybe I don't.
Yeah.
think so.
Maroon 5, right?
But so is this the acting studio that you've told us about in class?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when I started learning about acting more and more and more. I'm like, this is deep.
It is. Yeah, it's quite insane.
This is a whole craft. Like, and I was like, dude, what was I doing? I was doing things that I didn't know what they were. And even when I came to France, like you start to
connecting like the names of what you're doing, of like the actual art
of what you're doing,
yeah.
and then. It just became so addictive and so much fun. And I did get better, and I felt the progression.
Yeah.
I was doing more stuff with Misha, and it felt like I was getting better and better and better. And yeah, man, that was the start.
So at this point, you're paying for, I guess, acting classes.
I'm paying for it
with your stipend, and
I'm paying for
you're on the artist journey.
I'm paying for it with the money we get from Al-Ba'tha, and then at some point I started I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
And so I actually went to Alan and I was like, hey, could you help me out? And he was really gracious, and he was like, yeah, man, if you just after class you sweep the stage, put the props away, put everything away, I'll give you half off.
Wow. And that's why I mentioned it, man, because it's like that's by the way, that's a sign of a true coach or a true instructor that wants you to develop. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, he has to pay himself. Yeah. He does have to pay his employees. Yes. He has to pay the facility,
the rent, everything.
But the fact, he was not doing it for the money. He truly wanted to teach you. You can tell from like.
And how long were you there at their studio?
I was there for like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, for 2 years. Yeah, because I got my master's, and so I was going to my master's class during the day, and then going like twice a week.
Okay, and what did that training entail? Is it kind of like the stuff we do? Bring scenes into class.
Yeah.
Develop them.
So if you didn't have a scene to put up on stage, you do a cold read.
Okay.
And then he does lecture, and he tells you about industry standard stuff like techniques, all this stuff. Okay. Really, really good stuff. And we would do. It was so supportive in the group. We would do wins, risks, and announcements at the beginning of the class, and people would talk about their wins. So an audition, be like, I got an audition, that would be a win, and we would clap for that. Yeah. A risk would be I emailed my favorite producer, and I sent in my portfolio and resume to like a manager, an agent. Yeah. And so it's very supportive. And announcements are like when you have work that's actually out. And hey, I did this. It's coming out that day.
Was there a bit of that? Was there announcements?
There was, but not too much,
So when it did happen, you all celebrated.
Exactly. Yeah. And Alan was really like key on like not giving out too many wins in class because you really had to earn it. It's like Dominique's wow.
Okay.
Every instructor has one of those, like and
you have to earn that. Yeah.
And I was there for like a year and a half. Dude. I didn't get any. I didn't get any wins until like towards the end of my stay, and I did the scene from Revolutionary Road, and I dressed up in a thobe. Man. It was a fight, an all out.
Oh, was it the classic scene of Leonardo DiCaprio shouting and screaming? We almost did that.
Really?
Yeah, I actually pitched it
movie.
to John. Wow.
And so I did that, and then that's when he gave me that full confidence. Like, hey, you got this, man.
Come on,
I got to win.
Awesome.
After a year and a half of like sucking.
Yeah.
And then you got a little
being terrible, and then you leveled up.
And then I just got a little bit better, and then every year you just get a little bit better.
And that's how
I would love to be a fly on the wall in one of those LA acting classes because I feel like I could go, but to me it's like we need that in Saudi. Really, like it's always been my dream of like, I don't know, opening up a studio. Yeah. I'm scared of putting it out in the universe because it might just happen, but it's like we need someone to help cultivate. Because
bro, why do you think I'm here?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Why I came here because I wanted this. Yeah. We don't have this in Riyadh.
Yeah.
So the moment I was like, I get to be. It's like back at being at Lifebook again,
literally.
But in France,
Yeah.
So that was the first initial that's why I want to go. I want to be around actors. I want to work on my acting. I want to get better. We need that facility.
And it's so much fun, man.
It's
like I think that's why I've been experiencing a little bit of the blues, just because it's like we've been acting for 6 months
straight.
Yeah. Like pretty much every single day. Yeah. We don't care if you're tired. You're acting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we don't have that. And, I mean, it's great. We're doing short films. We're all doing our
Auditions
own
and stuff like
things.
that.
No, we're still
But
doing
it's-
stuff. We got improv in 20 minutes?
We do have improv in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
No, we got time. We got
We're
time.
still doing it, and that's just like a
That's
testament.
what
Like,
matters.
just keep doing it, keep going. I know I was back in Riyadh and I didn't have that circle, and I was trying to cultivate it. I was going to my friends. I'm like, hey, yalla khal njamma, okay, طيب, okay,
let's do acting.
and then it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I was like, but inshallah, it's samla.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
It's gonna happen eventually.
But also, this is
Eventually,
something that I've been thinking about, and it applies to sales and business, but also to people. It's really tough to sell something. It's almost like pulling someone's teeth out. Ideally, the person that you want to collaborate with or you want to sell things to is someone who's already been prepped, someone who is passionate about it and who is coming to you. When you try to go and convince someone who's kind of just flat, it's really hard to bring them up to you. Whereas if their passion is here and then they meet you, then that's a beautiful collaboration, you know?
like a match
So
made in
I'm
heaven.
actually trying to do that less in my life, of trying to convince, because I've been there, man. Like, I started making short films in 8th grade, trying to convince my cousins, like, hey, come on, let's do this. And a lot of them are just like, you know?
Yeah.
I would like literally buy Nerf guns for them and be like, hey guys, let's have just like a Nerf battle. And they're like, oh, okay. And it's just, I hate people who are buzzkills, you know?
It's so cringe on your cousins.
I love my cousins.
Are so much cooler.
I love my cousins, but it's like, yeah, it's some
Sometimes-
people love FIFA
That's
and
fair,
football,
yeah.
and which is great, you know,
Yeah.
it's my culture too.
Yeah.
But I've always been about what you're talking about, of
Yeah.
acting, of, you know, just putting myself out there and living in an imaginative world.
Yeah,
Me
that's
and
why
my
we're here.
crew.
Yeah, that's why we're here. That's why
That's
we're
why we
here.
met.
Exactly, and I hope it
Imagine.
doesn't end. I
If we
really
didn't-
hope that.
inshallah.
Inshallah,
I feel like
inshallah.
this is a for life type of thing.
Yeah.
For
Inshallah.
sure.
Because
And-
like we all have the same passion. Like when مرة نادر, like we've been talking about. It's very,
Yeah. And
very
I've
fun.
actually listened to interviews of actors before في العالم العربي, and there's something about certain cohorts that like they pop. And I have a feeling, inshallah, this cohort, this 2023 to 2024 France cohort, whether that's through the filmmakers or through the actors, some of them are going places. I'm
Oh, for
telling you
sure.
guys
No,
right now.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like Justin said the other day, or Justin Shevlin, he said, nobody really fails. They just
Yeah.
give up.
There are no failed actors. There are only actors that give up.
They give up, yeah, literally.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's
I
what
was
he said before,
paraphrasing.
yeah.
Better memory.
No,
Yeah.
because I wrote it
Gen
down,
Z.
dude. When,
Oh, you
I was
wrote
like,
it
all
down.
right.
So I just remembered it a little bit. But yeah.
No,
It's
100%,
great,
man.
man.
Same
It's great.
meaning.
It's just so great to be around like-minded people in any genre and any
Yeah,
career,
for
in
sure.
any industry. But yeah, and especially when it's in this one where it's so tough and so demanding and so, you know, like it is. You feel like kind of like a solo trip for most of the time, and then
It definitely is.
and then when you meet up with the crew and the cast, and then you all become a family for like even if it's like a
insanity.
few days or a month or 6 months or 2 months, it's just magic.
Yeah.
And then it ends, and it's like you know the cycle of life. You know, just
But I'm glad you talked about the other part, because that's the thing that I do understand. Because I came from a family or from a background where people discouraged me from going to this industry. And at first I didn't understand why. But now I know that it really is tough, man. And I feel like coming into it, I might have come in a little bit with rose-tinted glasses. But you really have to have that stamina.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, like, seriously. Like, there
it's
are
a
artists...
marathon, bro.
Yeah.
It is a marathon. And that's what I'm reading in this really cool book. It's called Real Artists Don't Starve. And it was talking about the story of F. Scott Fitzgerald. I'm sure have you read The Great Gatsby?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't read it, but like,
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
know about it.
I
You know,
about it, yeah.
have you watched the film with
Yeah,
Leo?
of
Yes.
course, of
So the writer of that, apparently, his novel only popped like crazy after he died. And he went years and years and years and years without being known as an artist.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of that. There's literally, I hope my work gets discovered
La
while
la,
I'm alive.
inshallah, we out here, man.
Yeah.
But
we don't need to die to get but it's not why we do it either.
Imagine we die and it's like,
It's
oh
not
my
why
god,
we do it.
Hoopers is so good.
that wasn't my point. My point was stamina is what matters.
Yes.
F. Scott Fitzgerald quit on himself.
Yeah.
And that's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
He quit on himself when he shouldn't have. People discovered him later on. If he had just kept going, then he would have been okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
and I
that's
didn't realize how much of a solo battle it is, because you were just saying it was kind of a solo battle.
Yeah.
Because
Keep
today,
talking, man. I'm just going to turn off.
today I was actually being interviewed, and the interviewer asks me, "Are you the only person that's pursuing an artistic career in your family?" And I thought about it, like cousins, everything. I am literally the only artistic.
Wow.
The black
major.
sheep.
I am literally the black sheep. It's crazy.
That is crazy, and it's beautiful too,
It's
man.
gorgeous,
It
yeah.
needed to happen.
It is beautiful.
Break the cycle.
But at the same time, Adnan, do you really think you would be happy if you just followed the guidelines? You know,
If I was still in engineering, I promise you, I would have had the most bad, like crippling depression. Because I was already in like a terrible state. If I continued, oh no, I needed this. I truly did, and I'm so glad.
One of my favorite quotes, man, is there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story within you.
Yeah.
Which is Maya Angelou. And I feel like I've been trying to drive that through my life so much.
Yeah.
In the sense that we all have our own wants, our own desires. When you sat down on that paper and you wrote down what you wanted, chances are people didn't agree with that. You know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And as you went on
Definitely,
in your
yeah.
career, it got more and more nuanced, and people probably agreed with it less.
Dude.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, man. It's our jobs as artists. It's our jobs as pioneers, entrepreneurs, whatever you call it, to not listen and to just trust that inner voice. You know?
Yeah, man. You just follow that gut feeling, that passion. I guess whatever makes you feel like you're alive.
Yeah, there's I'm sure you guys have seen this video, but there's a interview or like an award ceremony or Jim Carrey speaking, and he's talking about his father.
Yeah.
He says, my father wanted to do comedy. He wanted to be a comedian.
Oh right, his dad was hilarious.
Yeah.
According to him.
But he went for the guaranteed job,
Yeah.
and he ended up losing his job and losing his house. So he's like, my dad lost it to something guaranteed, that guaranteed set job that everybody tells you to go for. So he's like, if there's always a risk, I might as well go for what I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those words live rent-free in my mind. Rent-free.
I think. Yeah. He said something like, "My father failed at doing what he hated, so he might as well
have done what he loved.
Yeah,
If you're gonna
and
fail
failed
anyways,
it,
if you're gonna fail anyways, feel loving what you're doing, you know?
Dude, I love this episode so
It's
much.
so we try to provide positivity on the Gen
This is
Z
like one of
Cafe.
the most high valued episodes. Not because I'm here.
Yeah,
but,
no,
like,
100%.
seriously,
At all.
No, the content is so rich right now. I just feel it.
This is a
in my
golden
heart.
episode.
Yeah, and I think putting on to this, I just finished Bryan Cranston's book, A Life. And
He has a book?
He has a book. You need to read it. It's a memoir.
I love that guy.
I love that, man. You need to read his book because it talks about his acting career. And I literally have this like highlighted in the book. And it said, I would rather do what I love and hopefully become good at it than do what I am good at but don't love.
Yeah.
Because he started off in law enforcement. Can you believe that? Bryan Cranston almost became a cop. I didn't know this. Till I read his book. I mean, Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
But no, he almost became a cop.
Wow.
He had like he was getting paid like $70K, $80K to be
That's decent.
That's
to work
really
in
decent.
law enforcement
It's really
at the
good.
time in California.
Yeah.
But he quit it to pursue acting, and so he became a biker for like a year, living with his brother with no money, just traveling around the country.
Yeah.
And then while he was traveling throughout the country, he picked up a play. Like literally an old ragged version. I forgot what the play was, but he read it and he was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is what I want to do for the rest of my life."
Wow.
And the rest is history.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So many, like, I don't want to say, like, I'm saying so many, but I can only think of two now that I think about it. But Ronnie Coleman also started as a cop. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, you can see
So many
pictures.
legends.
Of Ronnie,
so many legends started as cops.
Ronnie
That's
Coleman
insane.
is oh my god, he must have been like what 300 pounds as a cop.
Imagine this giant. He was a bodybuilder and a cop at the same time.
Okay.
This giant man. He's 6 foot 300 pounds. Imagine a pure muscle.
Yeah,
Ooh.
5-time Mr.
And
Olympia
he
champion.
arrests you. I'd like absolutely like I'd pass out.
I'd cover myself.
Yeah.
I'd handcuff
crazy.
myself, bro. He wouldn't need to do anything.
Okay, I want to switch gears and talk about singing a little bit because I don't know if you've explored this. I think publicly, but tell me more about singing. Why singing? What do you love about it? And how have you evolved as a singer over time?
I wouldn't say I evolved too much, but yeah, it started off like every other kid, like in the shower, you know.
Because by the way, you have a beautiful voice, man.
Thank you,
Like
man.
we've heard it in class, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to do more with it. It's just like I don't know. It's roadblocks and got to get out of my own way and acting now.
A lot on the plate.
Acting's
Yeah.
now taking off, and then it's like, but yeah, I guess I just used to sing along with my sisters and to the radio. We had cassette tapes. My sisters would record the radio during the summer because every summer my dad would send us to LA to see my grandparents. So I'd be with my grandparents. They would record all the songs. We'd like learn all the hits.
And you take it
of the
back to
summer,
Saudi?
And we take it back to
That's
Saudi.
so
and
cool.
And we play it, yeah. So it's like we're listening to the radio in
That's
Saudi.
amazing.
That is actually
with the commercials.
so cool. Those are the most important parts, you know?
Yeah.
You
It's
need
just
that
burning
experience.
cassette tape,
Yeah.
and you're like,
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like we even had like June 102.7 Kiss FM, like
Incredible.
July,
Wow.
August. You know, it was,
wow.
Do you
And so
still
we would
have
listen to
them?
I'm sure. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
my mom did spring cleaning once and got rid of a bunch of stuff, but maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
How
Yeah.
cool would it be
But
to
thing
just
is,
be able
thing
to
is
just
about
play it?
singing, man. And you were saying, okay, acting, but I don't think. I feel like singing and acting go hand in hand.
Oh,
it's
they do.
part of being
For
an
sure.
entertainer.
Dude, and it's even harder, honestly.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Because in acting, you have your face.
Yeah.
So you can show, and you have your voice, and your voice is very important when you're acting. But when you're singing, it's literally just your voice.
Only your voice.
That's
yeah.
all that matters.
And so you got to know what emotions you sound like,
Yeah.
and what emotions sound like,
Singing, I will
and getting
say.
that across. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry for cutting you off, but singing, I will say, is definitely way more vulnerable than acting is.
it is.
We did that exercise where we had to
We
like
had to
sing in front of an
class.
audience,
That's
and
I love that.
terrifying.
oh my
It is
god!
terrifying.
By the way, and the terror that I felt, I've performed like on stage in front of people.
I have too, yeah.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not
because
at
when you're
all.
acting,
Tough.
you're in your own head. You're prepared. You're like, okay. I've done this a million times. All I have to do is get the first line right. If I get the first
Exactly.
line right, you get into the flow of it. The muscle memory
Yeah,
kicks
but
in.
with singing, it could at any point go wrong. At any
Oh,
point,
no,
it could
but
go
no,
wrong.
it's kind of the same. It's all back. It all comes back to your preparation.
Yeah.
Honestly, so funny story. So I was in college. I was in community college. I didn't go straight to university. I was in community college. I was kind of lost. I didn't know. I was bad at math. I was so bad at math that I had to get a
You
tutor
and me
in
both,
America.
Yeah.
مدرس خصوصي حتى في أمريكا
Yeah.
عشان أنجح عشان prerequisite عشان I unlock the
Yeah.
next class.
It was just a pass.
I was lost, and so I was with this student counselor. I don't forget his name. His name is John Lasitra. And he
Shout
was,
out.
shout out John
Shout
Lasitra.
out John the Secret.
And he's like, so what do you like? What do you like? What do you like to do? I'm like, I like basketball. And he's like, great. So there's a 5 a.m. basketball class. You think you can do that? And I was like, 5 a.m.
5 a.m. is crazy.
Reach, bro. Like,
You are not Kobe Bryant. You
I
are
love basketball.
Bro, what community college was this?
At
Jesus.
the time, IVC, Irvine Valley
Yeah.
College. At the time, I didn't have a car, and I was taking the bus to school, and it was 2 buses, and
Yeah,
you
no,
know how the whole
crazy.
bus
5
thing
a.m.
is.
is tough.
And 5 a.m. How are you going to get a bus to get to school at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
to
literally.
do sprints and runs? So I was like, So I was like, I don't know about that. He's like, what else do you like? I'm like, I like to sing. I like to sing a little bit because I did sing a little bit in high school with my friends. We get a microphone, put it
Yeah.
at the corner, with سفنجة كده حق سرير كده.
Yeah.
For the acoustic.
For the acoustics and
Just
stuff.
the-
It was
yeah.
like all bad acoustics. And it was called Would You Be Mine Girl? And which is funny because that song actually went viral in my high school.
Oh my
It
god.
was
Crazy. I love that.
Via Bluetooth.
That's
Via Bluetooth,
insane.
people were
Whoa,
sharing
people
it.
were like like back in the BlackBerry days, bro.
Yeah.
Before, bro.
Oh
I'm
my
talking
God, on the
Nokia
Nokias, yeah.
Demma days. I don't know
Free
what that-
airdrop. This
Then
is
I
free
remember that.
Free
airdrop.
airdrop.
Yeah, people would send you pictures.
Bluetooth,
Yeah.
bro. But anyway, so that, and I used to sing a lot, and my mom would make me sing in front of the family all the time, and we had a karaoke machine, and we would sing.
That's
And
cool.
في الأعياد, we would always sing. So like, I love to sing. So I told him, I love to sing, and so then he's like, well, there's a voice 1 class. You want to take that? You want to do that? I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. All right, great. Do
5
voice.
a.m.
No, it was
Imagine.
perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was like Tuesday, Thursday at 2. So it was
Okay.
like
Oh, that's
perfect.
actually
You can
perfect.
sleep in and like it's
That's
perfect.
literally
it was
perfect.
perfect.
Oh my god.
And so I took that class, and you had a midterm and a final. And so it teaches you how to read sheet music and how to take rests and breaths and everything.
Wow.
And it's like a whole, a whole art and science behind it. It's beautiful. Like I recommend any one of us to take one of those classes just
Yeah.
for
I
the fun
want
of
to
it.
for sure.
Just for the fun of it. And so then the midterm is that you sing a song, and so you have to have a prova. You have to have like
Rehearsal?
A rehearsal. Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh, I did blank out.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're
I had
good.
a rehearsal, and the guy like starts playing it, and it's the song I sang in class.
Oh, the Cat Stevens one?
Not the Cat Stevens ones, the Chet Baker one.
Ah.
Okay.
Time after time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so he started playing the first notes, the dun 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 dun, and I sang, and then he just stopped. He stopped playing, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Wait, someone was playing live?
So for the rehearsal, you have the pianist is with
Okay,
you,
okay.
and he's also an instructor,
Yeah.
right? I don't remember his name. fortunately. And great guy though.
No shout out.
No, shout out.
Shout out to him, but we don't know who he is.
We'll add his name in the bio.
Yasin will go up and look up the past roster.
Where's the bio?
you know?
Hussein? Dear Hussein, I don't see my
Commented
friend's
in the
name.
video. On the video, if you ever
There we
remember,
go.
commented on the video.
I will come. That's smart. That's smart. And so, anyways, he stops and he's like, "You have a great voice." I'm like, "What, really?" And he's like, "Oh, you have a beautiful voice."
He stopped because your voice is beautiful.
Literally, my voice
That's
stopped
so
him.
cool.
And that's when I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm legit." Whoa, this guy just stopped, and he was like, "I can refer you to Miley Cyrus's vocal coach."
That's crazy.
And at the time, I was like, my dad was. I was on my dad's dime, and it was like $700 a month, which was.
Yeah, those guys aren't cheap. Those guys
And I was
aren't
like,
Miley Cyrus's vocal coach.
First thing that came to mind was like, "Oh, how much would that cost?" And he's like, "Oh, like $300-$400 an hour."
Oh,
and I was like,
oh, as a Maktab, I felt that pain in my.
I was like an 18-year-old Mubteth, 19-year-old.
Broke.
I was like,
oh my god, you were yeah.
I wasn't Mubteth actually. I was on my dad's time, so
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen. But he kept he put that I can't forget that.
Yeah.
And he instilled that confidence in me, and he's like, you got talent, you got range, you can do this. And I remember I went and called my dad straight up. I'm like, Dad, I know exactly what I want to do. He's like, oh, great, what is it? And I'm like, I want to do music and theater.
He's like, damn it.
Oh no! And you're calling him in Saudi?
My dad's a really sweet guy.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
He's so sweet, and he was like, son, you're just no. I was like, no, you're not gonna find a job. You're not gonna find a job. There's not, and it's literally 2010.
Yeah,
he was right. There's no music and theater jobs.
He's like, why not medicine?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That was a different time.
And so that's that story. And then I went on to study business, and then I graduated, and
Wow, so you actually did take formal vocal training lessons.
I did.
Yeah.
And so I think we did a little musical scene.
I got an A in the class, by the way. And I didn't do the paper.
Were other people?
That's how good I was.
Oh my god. That guy must have really liked
They
you.
really loved me, man.
Yeah.
They really wanted to give me that confidence.
I was thinking
That's so cool. That's so cool.
is there any musical theater in Saudi like musicals in
I
Arabic?
haven't heard of anything.
I don't know of, not that I've heard of, but I'm
But
sure
that would be so much fun.
I'm
to
pretty
do,
sure
Let's
it's
start
happening.
one. Why not?
I'm pretty
little.
sure أنا متأكد إنه كان في كم عرض في غناء.
الكويتيين يا أخي Kuwaiti
Yeah,
plays
probably.
used to do musicals.
Yeah,
right?
maybe
They
not
used to
Saudi,
sing.
but Kuwait probably.
بس حتى في السعودية أكيد في شيء أنا متأكد لأن الحين a lot is going on and we don't know there's so much going on اللي أكيد فيه. But yeah, it would be fun to do one of those one day.
For sure. So, coming out on the outro, is there anything you would like to say to the viewer?
Oh man.
Yeah, anyone who's like up and coming as a in the arts world. Okay, let's end with this. What advice would you give a younger Yasin trying to go into the entertainment?
Oh, younger Yasin, I would say have no fear and just pursue that. Pursue what your passion is, and just go for it. Pursue the art, man.
Yeah.
Go for it. And I did. Alhamdulillah, I'm lucky. It just takes time.
Okay.
And just know that it takes time and it takes a lot of effort and there's a lot of ups and there's a lot of downs.
Nothing comes easy.
And even when you reach your peaks, you're gonna have your valleys and you're gonna have to fight again to reach another peak. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So never get discouraged about your failures and just keep going.
Wise words from the Yasin Ghazzawi.
Words.
Adnan, anything else before we wrap up?
I could not end it better than that.
Cool. Amazing. Well, we're going to go off to improv right now.
We will.
We're going to have some fun.
Yes, anding.
Yes, anding. Thank you so much for watching the Gen Z Cafe, everybody. Hope you enjoyed Yasin Ghazzawi,
Yes,
and hope you have a wonderful
Leave
day.
suggestions in the comments, please.
Please do. All right.
Bye.
Peace out, everyone. Goodbye.